DJ Storms, and in just days, live on pay-per-view, we will see 6 individuals attempt to climb the ladder of success, literally and figuratively, turn a future TNT Championship opportunity. Also, 2 men who went from the backyards to the big leagues face off against the Salt of the Earth and Le Champion for the World Tag Team crown of All Elite Wrestling. And in the main event, the Best Bout Machine, the Cleaner, will take on a man poised to get back the world crown that was robbed of him 3 months ago. Only this time, they're fighting in a match to end it all, as this match will be contested under exploding barbed wire deathmatch rules, and I did not stutter. But before it is time to end it all, before it is time to climb the ladder of success, before it is time for AEW Revolution, it's time for the rundown. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another video right here on YouTube.com. As of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle, no. Wait for it. Wait for it. To mankind, this is the official rundown for AEW Revolution 2021, which of course is streaming live on pay-per-view and Bleacher Report live March 7th. 2021, with the buy-in starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and unfortunately plans did change. I was supposed to have Miss Kayla Marie on, but she had other obligations to attend to. But fear not, because I was not going to be alone. I made a little call to my day one A1, and of course he was not going to deny the call. Ladies and gentlemen, back once again here on the channel, lifelong wrestling fan, the most loyal DJ Storms Posse member of them all, and an admin on the DJ Storms Posse Facebook group. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome back to the channel once again, Mr. Earl Cole. How are you, my good sir?
My goodness, Storms, you know, it is just such a good thing to be with you again tonight. What energy, what passion. Oh my goodness. I felt that all the way over here near the Brooklyn Bridge. It is just, you know, folks, every time I come on this channel, the mercury just seems to go over the bridge and over the waters, and it goes down the East River. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I am back here on the channel. It's good to be back with the channel with all of you and all of DJ Storm's members and the Posse members and everybody who's associated with DJ Storm's brand. This has been a grand slam year for DJ Storms. All his contents are winning. They are improving, and of course, they just need no introduction. They need no praise whatsoever. Everything he touches turns to gold. And I am so honored to be here tonight. It's going to be a fun evening of action we're going to bring to you. And ladies and gentlemen, this is our 10th anniversary collaboration. Can you believe it? 10 long years, 10. Wow. It seems like yesterday since I've been on this. 10. Wow. I mean, I have done all his content shows, and I love each and every one of them to do them. And when he summoned me from the bullpen, I couldn't help but say no. I can't say no to DJ Storms. Who do you don't say? You don't say no to DJ Storms. You don't say no. I wanted to come on the mothership again. I wanted to bring all that I need to know and all of my knowledge that I'm going to give to you tonight. We're all going to entertain you. This is going to be a fun pay-per-view. It's going to be a pay-per-view that's going to put AEW on the map for sure. And it'll take all of those haters who hating on AEW and say, I think it's time that you recognize who the leader is in sports entertainment. Because the guys from Connecticut are not doing what they're supposed to do. No bueno. So, again, DJ Storms, again, I want to thank you again for bringing me on the board. And it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. You can always call on me in the near future if you need me. You can always summon me from the bullpen. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to hit the fences and give you a grand slam. Listen, guys, if you want to follow me on social media, you can. You can. Yes, you can. You can follow me on Twitter at Earl, that's WWE Earl C. That's WWE Earl C on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram at EarlC99. Or you can just follow me on Facebook. Make me a friend on Facebook. Or you can follow me on the DJ Storms Posse page on Facebook, where I am a senior admin. And yes, I always print out all kind of news, rumors, and reports on the DJ Storm Posse page for you to read and for you to, look into the world of wrestling. Tonight, we're going to delve into these matches, and we're going to have a good time doing these predictions. And DJ Storms, the only thing I can say to you is we got to watch out with those C4 explosives and the barbed wire that we're about to get into.
Barbed wire and C4 don't got nothing on DJ Storms. What the hell are you talking about? You see, barbed wire and C4 explosives, they fear DJ Storms. Just pointing that out there.
We got to bob and beam through the barbed wire and the C4 explosives.
It's going to be a fun time for sure.
Anyway, DJ Storms, again, thank you again for having me. Yeah, let's get into it.
So, Earl Cole just gave his social media links. All of those social media links are in the description of the video. So if you haven't already followed Earl Cole on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, please go check out those links. The links are in the description. Now, we are about 8 minutes into the video. So, I need to notify y'all about some very important information. Number one, if you're not following me on the Twitter sticks, you gotta be following me there. Of course, my Twitter is @HistoryMakerDJS. You'll find out why I am, of course, the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. Follow me on Instagram as well, @TheDJStorms. Add me on Facebook. For collaborations and business inquiries, please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com, like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. That is, all of the links are in the description. Of course, Mr. Earl Cole is a senior administration on the DJ Storms Posse fan group. It is only for the elite members of the DJ Storms Posse, no pun intended, considering reviewing, or previewing and predicting, I should say, all Elite Wrestling's Revolution pay-per-view. Also, the Lightning Flash update from last Saturday. My God, you guys absolutely came out of the gate strong for the final LFU of February. That drew over 50 likes, and I believe it's at 300 views. My God, that was probably the best Lightning Flash update I've ever done, period, whether it had been live or pre-recorded. So you guys absolutely knocked it out of the park there.
It was great.
Thank you very much. And, you know, people, they gotta flock to see DJ Storm. So I earned every single last one of those 50+ likes. So we're going to see if we can do that again. Of course, that's going to be tomorrow. That's going to be tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Please be sure to set your calendar dates. I will be going live. We got a lot of stuff to talk about on the Lightning Flash update, including NXT moving to Tuesdays, Cesaro apparently being saved to feud with Roman Reigns after WrestleMania, Enzo and Cass apparently still have supporters within the WWE, and I'm going to be talking about if that could possibly mean a return to WWE for them, although I personally don't think it will, but we are going to discuss all possible futures for Mr. Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Of course, that is on the LFU, but now we're talking about AEW Revolution. Of course, if you haven't already done so, I don't know what you're doing, but you see, there's this little thing called a like button, and it's right down there. So, exactly. So, if you haven't already done so, what I need y'all to do is I need you to scroll down with your mouse, and I need you to just give that like button a little click, because we have goals here. We have priorities. We got shit we want to accomplish here on the DJ Storms brand. So,
right.
In order for us to accomplish these goals, in order for these priorities to be checked off the to-do list, I need y'all to scroll down, first things first, and hit that like button. We got goals. We are going to see if we can get to at least 30 likes. 30 likes is the goal for the rundown. It would be nice if we could do another video that gets 50 likes, but of course the Lightning Flash update went 3 hours. This one's only going about an hour and a half. So I would say 30 likes is a reasonable amount of likes. So in order for us to get those likes, obviously for the people that are already in the chat, you got to make sure you hit that like button already. But for the people that aren't in the chat, you need to notify everyone, so you need to share it out on all platforms of social media, whether it be the Twitter, or the Instagram, or the Facebook, or the Pinterest, or the Tumblr. I don't know why I'm saying the before every single social media application, but regardless of that, you gotta share it out on all platforms of social media, because that's how people are gonna be notified that I am on YouTube.com, whether it be your mothers that are notified, your fathers that are notified, your brothers that are notified, your sisters that are notified, your aunts that are notified, your uncles that are notified, your dogs that are notified, your cats that are notified, and especially your guinea pigs that are notified, because the guinea pigs, oh my god, guinea pigs, they are said to live a long, happy, fruitful life whenever they watch a video that has DJ Storms in it. So make sure you get those guinea pigs on in the chat. Now, of course, when you share out the stream, you gotta make sure you keep the chat alive, and of course hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to grow and expand and get my name out there. When you hit the subscribe button, you gotta make sure you hit the notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube. It's the only time you're gonna get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination. This beautiful mustache right here. Give me 1 second.
Oh gosh, folks, here it comes. The magic comb.
Because everybody wants a piece of the Stormsmeister. You already know. Now, if you guys missed it, I appeared on Candy Podcast with my main man Cameron Johnson and Escobar Morales. So please go check that out on all platforms where you find your podcast. If you have iTunes or Spotify or Anchor. So please go check out my appearance on Candy Podcast, where I actually predicted Revolution. So if you guys haven't seen this video, you can catch my predictions with Escobar Morales and Cameron Johnson on Candy Podcast. Also tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, before SmackDown goes live on Fox, I will be making a special appearance on PWP Nation YouTube channel, where I will be interviewed by Mr. Jay Aletto. Jay Aletto, of course, he'll be asking me a lot of questions about wrestling, and of course you'll get to know the man behind the controversy. So please go subscribe to PWP Nation, because that will be live on YouTube tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyway, enough of the self-brand promotion and the advertisements. We're going to get straight into the matches here. We got the buy-in match. It is Riho and Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker and Rebel. So, I'm going to hand the ball over to you. I want you to give me your expertise analysis on this match and who the possible winners will be and where the winners and the losers will eventually go after Revolution. So let me hear it.
Well, I believe when I was listening to Dynamite this past Wednesday, I believe that Rebel was injured. So I'm not sure if this match is going to be taking place as a tag team match, or we're going to get a singles match, or what. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this match. With that being said, Thunder Rosa's on a roll. I like Thunder Rosa. I really do. I think she's a good wrestler. She moves well in the ring. She's honing her own craft. The AEW women's division is slowly improving, and I like to see that. I like to see slow and steady improvements. The matches do make sense. And this match, I kind of like it. I'm not going to hate on it. I'm not going to hate on this match. I really don't. Britt Baker and all of them. I like these women in this division. I really do. I'm going to say, based upon my feeling and what my gut is telling me, that Thunder Rosa's team is going to win this match. If it's a tag match, they will definitely win it. Now, if it's a singles match, and she has to take on Britt Baker herself, and Thunder Rosa, I would say maybe I would give it to Britt Baker. It all depends on what road the AEW management wants to travel on. But again, if it's a tag match, I'm going to give it to Thunder Rosa. I think it's going to be a great match. It's not going to take long. It won't be long. And I would say maybe about 9-10 minutes of the match. Give it 9-10 minutes. Try to keep the audience entertained while the pay-per-view is being set up. So, again, like I said, I like the women's division in AEW. I think they have great women there. I think they've worked their behinds off each and every night. They go out there and they try to perform in front of people. So during this pandemic era, the women's division has arisen to the challenge of entertaining a crowd that's less than 500. So, I mean, they're doing the best that they can, the women's division, and I just feel at this point that the women's division is coming along great, and I don't think everybody should, and I don't feel that everybody should be hating on the women's division yet. Give it a chance. Give it a chance to marinate. Give it a chance to grow. Give it a chance for it to expand. Give it a chance to just let them shine in the ring. Give them their props. They work their behinds off. It's not easy, working in front of less of a crowd, and sometimes you don't hear any crowd noise at all. Sometimes you hear silence. But they're out there doing their best. They're doing their best they can. So, but again, I think if this is a tag match, I'm going to give it to Thunder Rosa.
Well, if anything, whether it's a tag team match or a singles match, Britt Baker shouldn't be losing. She already lost to Nyla. Now, I didn't necessarily mind her losing to Nyla, even though I still would have given her the women's tournament, and I still would have given her the match with Hikaru Shida here at Revolution. I understand why they didn't. We'll talk about that later. But as far as Britt Baker goes, that match with Nyla was her first loss in about 6 months. So I don't see any reason why she should be taking another loss here. If anything, Britt Baker and Rebel, or if it's just a singles match between Britt Baker and Riho or Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, I would have gone with Britt Baker versus Riho, to be perfectly honest with you. But if it's a tag team match or it's a singles match, whatever we may get, Britt Baker should be coming out victorious, and this is going to be a match to really enhance the program with Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. A lot of people wondering why Thunder Rosa didn't win the women's tournament, and she's not facing Shida. If Britt Baker didn't win, why didn't Thunder Rosa win? Simply because Thunder Rosa is not under contract with AEW. And on top of that, NWA still has her under contract, and they're coming back. So if anything, she's got obligations over at NWA to fulfill. But I do have a feeling that things will come full circle for Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. Britt Baker is going to win this match, whatever it may be, whether it be a singles or a tag team match. Britt Baker should end up winning. And what's going to happen is this is going to be a bridge to getting her a women's championship match. She'll beat a few more people, but she will get a women's championship match at Double or Nothing against Shida. And Britt Baker will become the new AEW Women's World Champion by Double or Nothing. By then, I believe Thunder Rosa will have signed with AEW. She's not going to WWE because she wants to work other promotions as well. She wants to do various other projects. And WWE, we all know that that's not going to happen because WWE wants to act like they're the only wrestling promotion on the face of the planet. Whether it be an independent wrestling company as small as fucking GCW, or whether it be a company as big as AEW. They want to act like they're the only game in town. They want to act like they're the only wrestling promotion that exists on the face of the planet. So at the end of the day, Thunder Rosa more likely than not will choose to sign with All Elite Wrestling, specifically because she has been used in various stories over at All Elite Wrestling. She's been getting her name out through All Elite Wrestling, and more likely than not, she has developed a very good relationship with All Elite Wrestling, specifically Tony Khan. So, I would expect her to be a full-time employee with AEW, hopefully by the summer. Britt Baker will be the AEW Women's World Champion at Double or Nothing. Things will come full circle, and Thunder Rosa is going to work her way up the ladder, and she will end up fighting Britt Baker for the Women's Championship at Full Gear in November, and Thunder Rosa will be the new Women's World Champion at Full Gear in November, heading into 2022. But first things first.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Go ahead. Let me see if I can picture this for a second. What do you think about Nyla Rose getting another shot at the Women's Championship? And what do you think about Abaddon getting another shot at the Women's Championship?
Nyla, I would not mind. She shouldn't be facing Shida, but Nyla, I would not mind, specifically because Nyla Rose has absolutely improved. Nyla Rose is what Nia Jax should have been, and there is absolutely no one that's going to disagree on that. If you do, you're an absolute fucking moron. Nyla Rose has really grown over the course of the past year, and Nyla Rose is someone that is definitely to be appreciated. The match that she had with Ryomi Tsunami this past Wednesday was very good. Not necessarily going to be a match that people are going to remember for ages, but Nyla Rose has definitely come a long way in terms of in-ring storytelling, in-ring work. She's come a long way, period. And at the end of the day, Nyla Rose is to be appreciated, but she is not going to get another Women's World Championship title match now. Not now. We could possibly see that happen in the summer. We could get a possible multi-woman match, maybe with Riho and Nyla. Maybe we get Nyla getting another match with Britt Baker. Maybe Britt Baker becomes the women's champion at Double or Nothing and Nyla gets a shot at Britt Baker because, hey, she could play up the fact that she beat Britt Baker in the women's championship tournament, so she may have Britt Baker's number. They could play that up. Now, as far as Abaddon goes, Abaddon is fucking terrible. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Abaddon. See, Abaddon, the gimmick is there. The difference in gimmick is there. But at the end of the day, if we're going to be quite honest with you, the last gasp of hope for a creepy voodoo zombie Halloween-esque gimmick was The Fiend, and WWE fucked that up. So we have this bad vibe surrounding a voodoo creepy type character in pro wrestling nowadays. And on top of that, the gimmick is there, but if a gimmick is all you have and you're not a good wrestler, you ain't gonna fucking go far. This era is not all about crazy-ass gimmicks. That would have worked back in the Attitude Era. This ain't the Attitude Era anymore. Abaddon can't fucking wrestle for shit. She's stiff. She's uncoordinated. The match that she had with Shida was fucking terrible. Shida had to carry that match back at New Year's Smash. So at the end of the day, no, Abaddon should be nowhere near a fucking championship until she learns how to fucking wrestle.
So in other words, you're saying that she should get out of the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Nyla's fine. Nyla's fine. I can absolutely see Nyla and Baker going at it for the women's championship after Baker wins the championship. Nyla could be an interim opponent for Britt Baker to enhance her title reign. Nyla is doing very well. She's not going to win the title, but she can be used in a scenario to enhance Britt Baker.
And what happens if Chris Statlander comes back?
Chris Statlander is definitely she's definitely someone that I can see in the conversation for a women's championship title match and a possible reign. If anything, if Thunder Rosa ends up winning the championship, or if you're not going to do Thunder Rosa, then Chris Statlander is the next best option. If you're not going to have Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker full gear, if Thunder Rosa is not signed with All Elite Wrestling, although I don't understand why she wouldn't be, then your next best option is Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker, and Chris Statlander becomes the women's champion. So I'm going with Britt Baker, no matter whether it's a tag team match or a singles match. Britt Baker should absolutely be winning this, and she should continue her momentum en route to getting a women's championship match against Shida at Double or Nothing in May. Now we move to the main show. Let's talk about Matt Hardy versus Hangman Adam Page. The winner receives the loser's earnings for the first quarter of 2021. Now, I think this is going to be a very good match, and if anything, this would be the match that I would kick off the show with. I think it's going to be a very good match. I think that these two are going to have very nice chemistry. It's a dream match, in a sense, Matt Hardy and Adam Hangman Page. It's a very underrated dream match that not many people thought of. I think it's going to be a very nice encounter. This was a plan B, unfortunately. This was not the original plan for Revolution. The original plan for Revolution was going to be Hangman versus Brodie Lee. But unfortunately, we all know what happened. Brodie Lee unfortunately passed away due to a lung condition. We already know the full story there. The Dark Order storyline that Hangman got into after Full Gear, that was leading to a match with Brodie at Revolution. That didn't happen. Now, the reason why Hangman is being placed in these storylines is because Hangman should absolutely be the next world champion. And that's going to be at All Out in September, after Omega has had a nice, lengthy title reign. Hangman Adam Page is going to be the world champion by All Out in September. But in the meantime, you got to build him up. You can't just give him a world championship title match after doing nothing. Adam Hangman Page is 6-0 in 2021. He's going to be 7-0 after this match. He should beat Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy does not need to win. Adam Hangman Page should get the win here. He should go forth, continue to build momentum, remain undefeated, going into that match against Kenny Omega at All Out. And I say All Out because All Out is their version of WrestleMania, and All Out would be the perfect place and time with live human beings in attendance, an arena packed full of fans, which I hope to be an arena packed full of fans by All Out in September. I expect the COVID-19 vaccine to take into big effect. I expect the cases to go down. I expect things to return to normal, hopefully by the late summer into the fall. And I do hope that Adam Hangman Page will receive a big coronation in front of an arena packed full of individuals against Adam Hangman, not against Adam Hangman Page, he is Adam Hangman Page, against Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship. But in order to do that, of course, like I said, Adam Hangman Page is going to be built up. This was a plan B. This is a match to build up Adam Hangman Page. In the interim, Adam Hangman Page, I expect to get the win over Matt Hardy in a competitive match, and Adam Hangman Page is going to move on to bigger and better things. He will continue to be built up throughout the course of the spring and summer. Mr. Earl Cole, I'm tossing it over to you.
Oh, well, that was a great assessment by you, as always. That was brilliant. I enjoyed that wholeheartedly, and I agree with you with this assessment. I'm not going against this assessment. I just can't. I think that this storyline is perfect for the both of them. I really do. You can see Matt Hardy is starting to get to be a heel, and you can see that. You can see the heelish tactics he has, especially when he paid the bounty on the heads of people, and he's paying them off to do these dastardly things. I like it. I like it. It shows the dirty side to him. He's channeling his inner Roddy Piper, his dirty Roddy Piper heel persona kind of a thing. That's what I kind of look at now.
I see it. I see it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I see it. As far as this match is concerned, yeah, I agree. I think that Hangman Adam Page is going to win this match. I think that he's going to get, it'll be clean. He'll beat him clean, and he's going to get those earnings. He's going to get that royalty check. Matt Hardy's going to be disappointed that he did not beat Hangman, but you know what? Hey, things happen. It has to come full circle for Matt Hardy. This is one of those storylines where you have to get full circle, and you have to get your just dessert. So Hangman Adam Page is going to get his just dessert. And I'm looking forward to the match because I think it's going to be great. I think that two of them are going to have great chemistry in the ring. I love the storyline. It makes sense. It's not put together. It's not slapped together. It's not, an afterthought. It's just, it's something that's worthwhile. It's something for the audience to hang their hat on. So, as a fan of wrestling, I like this, and I like the way this is going. So, yeah, I can see Hangman winning this match, yes.
So, here's a couple questions I got for you. Number one, Hangman wins. Where does he go after this? Where can you see him going into Double or Nothing? What are they going to do to continue to build him up?
I would say towards the TNT Championship.
Well, you see, I don't think that's going to happen because, again, he is undoubtedly the next world champion. So why would you give him the TNT Championship?
Oh, okay. Well, then you would have to make him have more matches then. Which is why this is why I said the TNT Championship, because in order for him to get that momentum, as long as you're keeping him on that ride toward the championship, you have to have some kind of worthy match. So why can't he have the TNT Championship match? Let's say there's an interference or he doesn't win the match, but you still save him during the match.
Because at the end of the day, if he gets that loss, then that's going to hamper down his record. And you want to keep him undefeated going into that World Championship match. But here's another question.
Okay.
Here's another question. Does the Dark Order end up turning on Hangman?
That's a great question. Because the Dark Order wants him to join the Dark Order. Now, let me ask you a question. Would he be a good leader for the Dark Order?
No, I actually don't know why they're continuing the Dark Order storyline, to be quite honest with you. Because, again, if Brodie Lee was still here and it was leading to a match with Brodie, then yeah, I would understand why they're continuing the Dark Order storyline. But I don't really understand why they're doing it, considering that now he's in this feud with Matt Hardy. Now, we could end up seeing a turn for the Dark Order, and maybe the Dark Order ends up being Hangman's interim program going into the spring and the summer. We'll have to figure that one out. I don't know what's going to happen, to be quite honest with you. But Hangman ultimately is going to be the next world champion. It's all about who they put in front of him and how they continue to build him up. Obviously, they're going to continue to put forth individuals in front of him for him to beat, individuals that are expendable for him to beat. We could see something like maybe a Darby Allin versus Adam Hangman Page in the interim, because I do believe that Darby Allin will be losing the TNT Championship by Double or Nothing. And we'll talk about that a little later on. But we're Hangman Adam Page across the board here. We're going to move on to the next match, which is probably the match I'm most excited for. And it is Sting and Darby Allin, speak of the devil. Sting and Darby Allin versus Team Taz's Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. This is a street fight, and Sting did say on the Unrestricted podcast for AEW that it is going to be a cinematic match. Whether it be cinematic or not, I am very excited for this match. Sting has shown that he can still go. Now, that does not mean that he's going to be wrestling weekly. Like I said, we're looking at 4 or 5 matches at most with this new Sting deal. He's going to do this. He'll probably have a match with Darby. He'll do a dream match with Cody. He'll do a dream match with Jericho. And then we might see a match between him and Kenny after Kenny Omega eventually loses the World Championship, but that's probably not going to be until like the end of next year. We'll have to see where things go. We'll have to see how things play out, but I really do not see Sting. I really do not see Sting wrestling very often. This is simply a match to enhance others, to enhance Darby, to enhance Team Taz. Now, I can definitely see Team Taz winning this. Now, the reason why I say that is because, again, Sting is there to enhance others, and Sting and Darby Allin have been getting the better of Team Taz for a while now. Team Taz, they're awesome, they're legit, but they've been losing a lot as of lately, so you don't really want to have a team like Team Taz that's been really lackluster and they can't really win the big one. It really does hurt them in a sense. So I can definitely see Team Taz winning this if they want to go that route by defeating Sting. But then again, at the end of the day, this feud between Darby Allin and Team Taz has been going on for almost a year. So at the end of the day, it would make sense for Sting and Darby to win, and then they can end this feud. I don't know where Team Taz goes. I don't know where Sting goes. I can definitely see Sting taking a break for like a month or two after this match, and then possibly working towards a match with Cody, considering that Cody, he doesn't really have anything lined up for him after Revolution, and I don't see him winning the ladder match. So I can definitely see them building towards Sting and Cody at Double or Nothing in May, after Sting takes a little break. Darby Allin, I can absolutely see Darby Allin going forth and doing his own thing with the TNT Championship. I don't necessarily know who they're going to have Darby Allin face for the TNT title, but I do have an idea. We'll talk about that when we get to the Face of the Revolution ladder match, but if I'm going to go with a straightforward prediction here, I'm going with Sting and Darby Allin to get the victory here against Team Taz in the street fight. Mr. Earl Cole, floor is yours.
Again, another brilliant assessment by you. Another brilliant assessment. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to follow that up. How do you get off the red carpet? Well, anyway, here's the thing that I like about this match. First of all, the storyline makes sense. That's first and foremost. Let me just say that. Second of all, I like this Team Taz thing versus Sting and Darby. I like this thing the way it was going down. I like the way that they build this up in the storyline bracket. I love it. Absolutely love it. I love it. I do. And this street fight is going to be wild. It's going to be, I have a feeling a lot of people are going to interfere in this match. It's going to be woolly, to be honest with you. My prediction for this match is, okay, well, you have Team Taz. I'm going to have to lean on the other side of caution here and say that Darby Allin and Sting will pick up the victory. Only because Darby is the TNT champion. And because you don't want to make your champion look weak in the match, you really should give the victory to the person holding the title, not the other way around. So that is the only reason why I say that. The only reason. Because if he didn't have the title, I would say, okay, yeah, I can see Team Taz winning this match. But because Darby Allin has the TNT Championship, why would you make him lose the match? It wouldn't look good.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. The reason why I said the possibility of Team Taz is because they can pin Sting. They don't necessarily have to pin Darby. But I can absolutely see Sting and Darby winning this to end the feud, because Darby's been feuding with Team Taz for a while now.
That's what I mean. And again, like I said, you have to make the champion look strong in the contest. So you can't make him lose the match. It won't look good. You know, it would be a head scratcher. It'd be like, why would you do that? Like, what decision did you come up with that? I don't like champions losing on a pay-per-view. I really don't. especially if it's a non-title match. I just don't like that. I'm not a fan of that.
No. I understand that, but again, like, he doesn't necessarily have to lose, is what I'm saying. Darby won't necessarily lose. He's not going to be pinned.
Right. No. Right. No. I understand that, to protect Darby. I understand that. That could go that way too. I can see Sting taking the loss. I can see Sting taking the pin. I can see that. But again, just to err on the side of caution here, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to move with the Sting team. I'm going to go with Team Sting, and they will triumph in this street fight.
Yeah. So we are Sting and Darby across the board here. We're moving on to the Casino Tag Team Royale. The winner receives an AEW World Tag Team title opportunity. Now, I was actually shocked that they made this match. I really wasn't expecting this match. To be quite honest, I wouldn't have done this match. I didn't really think that this match was necessary. But they made this match. Now, there's two teams that I can see winning this. Number one would be Jurassic Express. Now, I say Jurassic Express specifically because of the fact that if there's one team that the Young Bucks could drop the tag team titles to that would benefit the most, it would be Jurassic Express. If you want to have a Cody Rhodes, Darby Allin-like dynamic between two tag teams, it would be Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks. And Jurassic Express getting the win over the Young Bucks, becoming the tag team champions, that would enhance Jurassic Express tenfold. And you want to make new stars. You want to make two new stars in AEW's tag team division. You go with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus to win the AEW World Tag Team Championships from the Young Bucks. They're definitely one team that I can see coming out victorious. However, they're technically still feuding with FTR and Tully Blanchard, considering what happened this past Wednesday on Dynamite. So the team that I'm actually going to go with, my prediction, is not Jurassic Express. My prediction is going to be SCU. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, they've been putting this pressure on themselves ever since the start of 2021. Frankie said, "We've lost focus. The next time that we lose a match, we are done as a tag team." So I have a feeling that considering that they've been winning and winning, they're undefeated in 2021, is SCU, Daniels and Kazarian. If anything, I can absolutely, I can see SCU winning this match, and this is going to be their last ride as a tag team. Because, look, AEW's tag team division, it's flourishing. They got so many tag teams in the division that you don't have to worry about if one tag team breaks up. I don't see Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian winning the titles. I see them winning the match, and they're going to be an interim opponent for the Young Bucks somewhere between Revolution and Double or Nothing, and it is going to result in Daniels and Kazarian putting on a great match. They're going to lose, and that's going to be the end of Daniels and Kazarian as a tag team. And we could possibly see a heel turn where Kazarian possibly turns on Christopher Daniels, and maybe Kazarian branches out and he does his own thing as a singles guy. That's definitely something that I can see happening. I definitely wouldn't mind that. But outside of those two teams, it's very unpredictable. But I'm going to go with SCU. I like the unpredictability factor, but I'm going with SCU considering what they did going into 2021 and how they made a vow that the next time that they lost a match, they would be done as a tag team. I can absolutely see SCU winning, getting the shot against the Young Bucks, especially since they teased it as well. They teased it at New Year's Smash. We want to face you guys for the titles. So I can absolutely see SCU winning this, and then they get the shot at the Young Bucks after Revolution. They're going to lose, and they're going to be done as a tag team. What say you?
Well, wow, that was a lot.
That's what I do. I'm an analytical genius, my friend.
That was a lot. Yeah, of course. And I always back in the glory. Yes, I agree with you in this assessment. I think SCU wins this. I think that there's just no other team out there that could get this. I mean, yeah, Jurassic Express is good. They haven't really had any kind of momentum towards those tag team belts. They've had a few good matches, but I don't know. I just for some reason think that it's time that SCU gets their moment in the sun. And I think that they should win this match. I really do. I think it's time for them to be a good tag team and see if they can wrestle away those tag team belts from the Young Bucks. I think that would be an excellent match, by the way, if they got together for those belts. I think that would be an excellent match. I think it would tear the roof off of any arena that they go into. So I agree with your assessment. I agree with it. And I'm going to go with SCU too.
We are SCU across the board here. Moving on, we got the face of the Revolution ladder match. It is Cody Rhodes, Penta El Zero Miedo, Scorpio Sky, Lance Archer, Max Caster, and a mystery opponent that will be announced on the day of Revolution by Mr. Tony Khan. The winner will receive a future TNT Championship match. Now, I can absolutely see them possibly going with either Scorpio Sky or Lance Archer, but considering there's a mystery guy, I have a feeling that this could possibly play into a potential crossover, considering that they got the partnership with Impact. They also got the Forbidden Doors now open with New Japan Pro Wrestling, so we could have someone like, I don't know, maybe a Minoru Suzuki or a Kenta or a Will Ospreay or Tanahashi, whoever it may be. We could have someone over from Impact Wrestling, maybe like, who else we got? Maybe Ace Austin or a Sami Callihan. Sami Callihan, that's definitely someone that I could definitely bet on joining this Face of the Revolution ladder match. Maybe Ethan Page. I'm actually shocked that they broke up the North. I wouldn't have broken up the North. I'm actually kind of pissed because the North in Impact Wrestling were fantastic, but Ethan Page is definitely a person that I can see coming on in. That would definitely be unpredictable. And once again, AEW with a high unpredictability factor. I absolutely think that it is going to be a mystery opponent. Probably Ethan Page, Sami Callihan, someone from Impact or someone from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I have a feeling it's going to be a big surprise. It could be Sammy Guevara. They could do Sammy Guevara and they could have Sammy come back, but I don't think that's happening. I have a feeling that Sammy Guevara is going to be costing Jericho and MJF the tag team titles, and we could very well be looking at Sammy versus MJF possibly being built up towards Double or Nothing. So I don't see Sammy going for the TNT title, at least not yet. But whoever wins this match, whoever it may be, I don't see them beating Darby Allin. Whether it be Penta El Zero Miedo, whether it be Scorpio Sky, whether it be an Ethan Page or a Sami Callihan or a Takahashi, a Tanahashi, a Minoru Suzuki. Whoever it may be, I don't see them beating Darby because Darby Allin is keeping that title warm for Pac. Pac is in the Casino Tag Team Royale. Pac's in the Casino Tag Team Royale with Rey Fenix. So at the end of the day, we are just waiting on Pac to eventually go for that TNT Championship because he's been built up. He has beaten Eddie Kingston. He has been on a roll as of lately. I believe he's like 7-1 this year. And I would expect him to get a few more wins, and I would expect him to eventually go for Darby Allin. Darby Allin and Pac for the TNT Championship, that's a really, really, really nice TNT title match. That's a marquee match for Double or Nothing in May. And Pac will be our new TNT champion. I'm surprised Pac's not in this match. I would have gone with Pac in this match, and I would have given the win to Pac. But at the end of the day, I can't really complain. It's unpredictable. I see a mystery participant coming in and winning, possibly Sami Callihan or an Ethan Page. Those are my predictions for the mystery opponent, and I can see the mystery opponent winning, and that mystery opponent is going to give Darby Allin a competitive fight, but ultimately will lose because Darby, like I said, is keeping the title warm for Pac. Mr. Earl Cole, let me hear it.
Yeah, this match has some unpredictable factors to it. Because we don't know who the mystery opponent is. We don't know who the mystery person is. And by the way, the Paul White, the Big Show, he's going to make an announcement about another person coming into AEW. So we're in for two surprises here. Who's coming in? Who are we going to get in this match? Could be somebody from WWE that left. We could get that. We can get, like you said, we can get somebody from Impact. We can get somebody from New Japan. We don't know who's coming in. We don't know. All I know is our minds are going to be blown who the person is. Because they're keeping it on the wraps. They're not leaking it at all. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to go with your assessment. I'm going to go with your assessment. I'm going to go with what you said. I cannot see, I don't know who would win the match. I don't know who's worthy of it. You know, who is worthy of getting the shot? I don't know.
I mean, they could go with Scorpio Sky. They could go with Penta El Cero Miedo. But I have a feeling that they're probably saving Scorpio Sky as an interim opponent for Pac after Pac takes the title off of Darby Allin. So that's why I'm going with the interim.
You can give it to Cody Rhodes.
What'd you say?
Would you give it to Scorpio Sky?
I would absolutely give it to Scorpio Sky. I think he could put on a very good match with Darby Allin. Scorpio Sky has massive potential. I absolutely see Scorpio Sky as a future TNT champion and a future world champion down the line. It's not his time yet, but I have a feeling though Scorpio Sky will factor into the TNT title later on, and he is going to get a TNT title match against Pac probably around June, I would say, when Pac has a 1-month reign as the TNT champion, and Scorpio Sky, he's going to be used to put over Pac. I have a feeling it's going to be a very good program. It'll be a very good match, but I see the mystery opponent, whether it be from Impact or New Japan Pro Wrestling, I see the mystery opponent taking it, and they're going to do the job for Darby after the Revolution pay-per-view, whenever they face Darby. So,
right.
Here's something. Where does Lance Archer go from here? Because I don't see Lance Archer winning this.
No, I don't see him winning it. But you know something? I don't know who to... You know, that's a problem. You know, who do you feud Lance Archer with? Who do you feud him with? And what makes sense? That's a problem for me, because I don't think I'm having any problems with anybody else. You want feuding with the Dark Order? No, I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't know. I'm at a loss because I don't know. Is he world championship material?
He is, but I feel as though he's a victim. I feel as though he's a victim of wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe go after the TNT championship, and get that build under his belt, and then maybe down the line you'll be in a conversation for a world championship. You can do that. There's so many scenarios that you can do with them in that conversation.
It's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. It's going to be an interesting scenario. I absolutely see Cody going into a match with Sting at Double or Nothing, if anything.
Yeah, now that'll be interesting. 2 legend matches. That's interesting.
You know they're going to load up the show.
I
They're
think
going to
that would
load
be
up
an
these
interesting-
shows to be top-tier shows.
Oh, absolutely. But, one thing is different is that they execute it well. Not like our friends in Connecticut.
We use that term very loosely. Friends in Connecticut.
Right.
Yeah. So, we are moving on to the Women's Championship match. The Women's World Championship title match. Hikaru Shida defending against Ryomi Tsunami. Now, like I said, I thought that it was going to be Britt Baker, and then Britt Baker got eliminated. I'm actually shocked that Thunder Rosa and or Yuka Sakazaki didn't win, but they went with Ryomi Tsunami. Apparently, Ryomi Tsunami is moving to the U.S., and my guess is the reason why they did this is because, A, they wanted to give a new woman an opportunity, and Ryomi Tsunami's not necessarily bad. I understand that people don't really connect to her because we haven't seen enough of her. She's charismatic. She's intense. She's a good wrestler. She put on a very good match with Nyla Rose. I don't see her as women's championship material, and a lot of people don't. And people are misconstruing what AEW did here. Ryomi Tsunami is not going to win the championship. She is not someone that you're going to invest in as a women's champion. She is simply there to enhance Hikaru Shida. And what they're doing here is they did this specifically to get Shida through Revolution because they want to give Shida a year-long championship title reign. They want to give Shida a year-long championship title reign, and they want to have Britt Baker be the one to take it off Hikaru Shida at Double or Nothing after she's had a year-long championship title reign. Now, I still would have gone with Britt Baker to win the tournament because I don't necessarily believe it matters whether Shida holds it for a year or not, but I understand why they did that. At the end of the day, Shida's going to retain. Shida's going to continue to hold the championship through Revolution, and Hikaru Shida is going to drop it to Britt Baker come Double or Nothing in May. I expect this to be a very good match. I just hope that they don't put it on in the wrong spot, because if you go back to Full Gear, when Shida fought Nyla for the Women's Championship, that match wasn't necessarily a bad match. The problem was three things. Number one, the division was poorly booked. Now it's starting to get a little better, and I hope that we continue to see the women in more prominent roles on television after Revolution, because the last month was a very good month for the AEW women's division. The tournament was very good. So, back then the division was poorly booked. B, Nyla got the match on a technicality because she was the number 1 ranked woman for 24 straight weeks. So at the end of the day, they made the match on a technicality because they needed a women's title match on the show. There was no story going into it, so there was little to no reason for us to care. And C, they placed that match smack dab in the middle of the show after Omega Page, Cassidy and Silver, and Darby and Cody. They placed it right in the middle of the show after 3 great matches. The match between Nyla and Shida wasn't necessarily bad. Both women worked their ass off. It was a physical match, but no one gave a shit about it because of those 3 reasons. Poor placement, poor booking of the division, and no story. Now, this match has had a better build. They went through the tournament. Shida, obviously, has been a lackluster champion specifically because of booking. She hasn't had bad matches. I do expect this match to be very good. Like I said, I'm just hoping that they don't suffer from bad match placement and poor production issues. But I expect this to be a physical match, and I expect Shida to retain. No reason to take the title off of Shida unless you're putting it on Britt Baker, and Britt Baker will be the new Women's World Champion by Double or Nothing 2021. Mr. Earl Cole, let me hear your expertise analysis and full dissection of this match.
I agree with everything you said.
I thought you might.
1,000%. There is no way that you're going to give, you're not going to let her drop the title. And I I think that this match has a placement issue. Now, if you're going to, let's say if you gave the ladder match, you open the show with the ladder match, and the ladder match was good. And then all of a sudden you place this match after the ladder match, and there's a lull in the audience. That's going to be an issue. So what I would do is, the safest thing to do is to open the show with these two. And give them the chance for them to shine in the ring. Give them a chance to shine in the ring. Give them their spotlight. Give something the audience to chew on, and to give them something to accentuate through the night, and something that they can talk about. They say, "Oh wow, that was a good women's match, or it wasn't good, or how do you like it, or whatever." I would say that this would be a kickoff starter, and I think that they should open the show. I don't think it should be last. I don't think it should be in the middle of a good match. I don't think it should be, I just think the right thing to do in placement would be to open the show with them. And then this way you have it done and over with. It's in the books. They've done the time match. You don't have to worry about it being bad, good, or indifferent. You've already seen it. So you make up your own mind whether you liked it or you didn't, or what. Again, I think that these two are going to have a good match. I don't see it being sloppy. I don't see it being out of ordinary. I don't see it being uncoordinated. I just think that these two are going to give us a good match. And I think that in the end, Okada Ishida, she's going to walk away as the women's champion. And I agree with you with the assessment. I like her. I think she's a great champion. The matches that she's had have made sense. The booking makes sense. She wrestles well in the ring. She handles herself. And at the end of the day, she's going to retain that title.
So, moving on here, we got Miro and Kip Sabian versus Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. Now, I originally thought that they were going to be building towards Miro versus Orange Cassidy, considering Trent went down with an injury. Trent went down with a torn pectoral muscle. He's going to be out for 5 months. So I didn't think they were building towards this match. But apparently now we're getting the tag team match. I would have gone with Miro and Orange Cassidy, to be quite honest with you. I would have gone with Miro and Orange Cassidy because that is a much better match in my eyes, Miro and Orange Cassidy. That match would have a much better dynamic. That match would be much more entertaining. It could play up Orange Cassidy's character, Miro's character as well. But apparently we're getting this tag team match. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad match. It could probably be the weakest match on the card. Either this match or the buy-in match is going to be the weakest match on the card. But let's be real here. The storyline has been jack shit. The storyline with Miro, Kip, and the Best Friends has dragged. It's really been a waste of time. It has not really gotten anyone over. We're invested in these guys just specifically because of who they are and what they can do in the ring. Not necessarily because of this storyline. The storyline's been over, a fucking video game being broken, and then Miro defeated Chuck Taylor, and then Chuck Taylor was Miro's butler, and Miro hasn't necessarily had the best AEW run thus far. He's still undefeated. He still looks like a beast, so I'm not necessarily pissed off about that. I am hoping that we do see better from Miro throughout the rest of 2021. I do still believe that we will see Miro versus Orange Cassidy one-on-one, though. The storyline has been the worst storyline in AEW thus far, but I do expect the match to be a fairly decent match. We'll probably get this match in between two big matches. We'll probably see Matt Hardy, Adam Hangman Page, then we'll see the tag team match, and then we'll probably see the Face of the Revolution ladder match. So this match will be right between two big matches to give everyone a little break. And Miro and Kip Sabian absolutely should get the win, with Miro getting the win over Chuck Taylor. That way, it would lead into Miro getting a match with Orange Cassidy, considering that Miro and Orange Cassidy have never technically faced off. Miro getting the win here, absolutely the right decision. Keep Miro looking strong, and I do hope we could be getting a better future for Miro as the year progresses, hopefully towards the World Championship, because I would absolutely love to see Miro fighting for the World Championship down the line. Miro and Kip Sabian to get the win here, with Miro getting the win by beating Chuck Taylor. Mr. Earl Cole, what do you got to say?
Unfortunately, Miro got what I call a fortune of uncircumstances. When he first came into AEW, they really didn't know what to do with him, and the fans were upset. The fans were not happy on Twitter. They were roasting Tony Khan over the coals about how they were handling Miro and how they were booking Miro, and Miro was getting matches, and he was. Sometimes he appeared on Dark. Sometimes he appeared on Dynamite. Since he was here, there, and everywhere. But he really didn't have a AEW run that he was supposed to be getting. This match to me just makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't necessarily think they don't know what to do with him. I don't necessarily think they don't know what to do with him. I think he's in the same boat as Lance Archer. He's in a scenario where there's other storylines to play out, and he's kind of a victim of wrong place, wrong time. You're not just going to push him to the moon after, 4 months? You're not going to do that. So he's kind of in a scenario of wrong place, wrong time. But,
no, I know. I understand that. Would you say he's a victim of poor, unfortunate circumstances?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, those are the unfortunate circumstances, because there are bigger stories to tell. So at the end of the day, he's just going to have to wait until it's his time. Because again, when it's your time, it's your time.
Right. No, I got it, and I understand it. It's just that I just felt that he should have had more matches under his belt, or something to introduce him to, integrate him into the AEW fabric. And I just don't understand the reasoning behind not booking him in matches. But this particular storyline, I don't understand it. I'm confused. I just don't know why you would book him in this storyline with Kip Sabian. I don't understand it. I understand he ruined the wedding. I understand he broke your toy. But is that a reason enough to start a feud? No. And that's not really how you do a feud, to be honest with you. I don't know. Something about this just doesn't sit right with me.
So, who can you see winning this?
But, again, I'm going to go with your assessment. Okay, I would say Miro and Kip Sabian.
So do you think that we're looking at another Miro and Orange Cassidy match down the line? We're looking at that possibly taking place maybe at the end of the month? Again, I agree with you with what you said in the beginning of your assessment. It should have been Orange Cassidy taking on Miro. I don't understand why you would throw a tag team in the mix. Why would you put a brick wall between Orange Cassidy and Miro when it should have been just Miro and Orange Cassidy? Exactly. Just let them fight.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But they want this tag match, so I don't know. I'm going to give it to Kip Sabian and Miro. That's who I think should win the match. And down the line, as you said, they're going to have to do it.
Well,
they're going to have to pull the trigger.
Well, from a tag team match that doesn't make sense to a tag team match that everyone is invested in, the Young Bucks versus Chris Jericho and MJF. This is for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Now, this match has probably the highest unpredictability factor, because this is just a regular straight-up AEW World Tag Team title match. And we have a lot of moving elements in this match. Obviously, you got the Young Bucks, who are the champions, and the fact that they have had a fairly solid reign. They've had a fairly solid reign. This is their third title defense, and now we could possibly be looking at the Young Bucks possibly putting over Jericho and MJF. Jericho and MJF possibly winning the titles to add to the Inner Circle storyline, possibly resulting in Jericho and MJF versus Santana and Ortiz for the titles. We could be looking at Sammy Guevara. Could be looking at Sammy Guevara possibly costing MJF and Jericho the titles, which is what I think is happening. I do absolutely believe it is going to be MJF being cost. MJF is going to get fucked over by Sammy Guevara. Jericho is going to take offense to this, and it's eventually going to lead to MJF and Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara's opposed MJF ever since the beginning of this Inner Circle MJF storyline, which began after All Out, and we're eventually looking at it. They have been building it and building it and building it for months. So at the end of the day, this is really going to be the spark that starts it all, and we could be looking at Sammy and MJF at Double or Nothing, which is going to be a great match. That's going to be an excellent match. That I can't wait to see. I'm actually very, very happy with what they're doing with MJF. I do see MJF eventually fighting for the World Championship next year. At Revolution next year, around this time, we're going to see Hangman versus MJF for the World Championship, and MJF is going to win. Absolutely, I see it happening. Now, as far as the match goes, I absolutely see Sammy getting involved. Sammy's going to cost Jericho and MJF, and I see the Young Bucks retaining the titles, and then, of course, going on to face SCU, like we previously discussed, SCU winning the Casino Tag Team Royale. The Young Bucks will continue their tag team title reign, and I do see them putting over Jurassic Express, but that's not going to be until May. That's not going to be until May. We're going to get Jurassic Express versus the Bucks, Double or Nothing for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Now, or we could potentially see Jurassic Express defeat the Young Bucks prior to AEW Double or Nothing, and we could possibly see Jurassic Express go into Double or Nothing to defend the titles against some other team, and the Bucks could eventually face off against the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson, since we have that moving element in the picture. We got Doc Gallows and Machine Gun Carl Anderson. We could possibly be looking at the Bullet Club Dream match between the Good Brothers versus the Young Bucks, but that doesn't necessarily need the title. So maybe Jurassic Express beats the Young Bucks before Double or Nothing. Or maybe we get the Young Bucks versus the Good Brothers without Jurassic Express in the mix for the titles. The Young Bucks retain, and then Jurassic Express wins it in the summertime. There's a lot of things that they can do. I'm very, very interested in seeing how they play this off. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting scenario, but I'm going with the Young Bucks to defeat Jericho and MJF, and I see Sammy Guevara getting involved, costing Jericho and MJF. We're building towards Sammy versus MJF at some point. How about you?
Well, again, that was a brilliant assessment, again, by you.
That's why I have you on. That's why I have you on. You recognize greatness, my friend.
I do. Like fine wine. I mean, what do you want? I mean, what else can you say? I like this match. I do like this match. I love it. I love this kind of tag match. Let me ask you a question. Let me see if I can bring this scenario to you. What if the ring announcer says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed we have a special guest referee for this match. And it's none other than Sammy Guevara."
I don't necessarily think they're going to do that. I don't necessarily think they're going to do that.
I wouldn't put it past them to do that.
All right, I got something equally as crazy. So, what about instead of Sammy costing Jericho and MJF by costing MJF, what about Sammy getting involved and he joins forces with MJF and Jericho's kicked out of the Inner Circle?
Oh my God. That would be the hugest bomb that would be dropped in the AEW lab. Oh, if that happens, Mr. Storms, let me tell you something. It'll be the most talked about thing on Twitter you have ever seen. Now, I couldn't have cooked that up. That blows me out the water in the creative department. That does. I couldn't even come up with something like that.
That would be something.
That would be interesting.
That would be something.
That would be real interesting. That would be something. That would be something. That would be something. Ooh, my God. Ooh, man. That would end the pay-per-view right then and there. That's for sure. You don't need to bring any more else out. We don't need to see any more. I again like this match. I do. And the Sammy Guevara element is very intriguing in this match. But I'm going to go with your prediction, and I'm going to say that the Young Bucks will retain their titles. They are going to retain it, and they're going to retain it. And at Double or Nothing, they will have to defend it again. Against who? Well, you have to see. You have to see who the next tag team is in the crystal ball. You have to see who's going to come out of the cook pot and who's just taking the Young Bucks. But this match is going to be competitive, no doubt about it. Jericho and MJF are good tag team partners. They're good together in the ring. And this is not going to be a boring match. It's not going to be boring at all. Because the Young Bucks are really good at what they do. They're really good in the ring. And they make their opponents really shine in the match. So, this is going to be really interesting to watch. It's going to be one to watch, I could say.
So, we have come to the end, the main event. Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley. This is an exploding barbed wire death match for the AEW World Championship. And I find this to be an absolute picture-perfect way to end the rivalry, to end the feud. Things have come full circle. Just like their first match, I don't expect this to be over the top. I don't really expect this to be anything over the limit, but I do expect this to be a very good match. We'll probably get a few scrapes and cuts with the barbed wire. We'll get some C4 action, but it's not going to be overly crazy. It's not going to be overly crazy. I do see Kenny Omega retaining here. And Jon Moxley, I do believe that Jon Moxley will be taking a break from AEW. I do believe that Jon Moxley will either be taking a break to either care for Renee Young, who is pregnant, or he could be going to New Japan Pro Wrestling and he could enter into a feud with Jay White, maybe Juice Robinson. But he will be over in Japan defending the IWGP United States Championship. I don't know if he's going to lose the title. He could end up losing the title, probably to go and care for his wife, Renee Paquette, and care for his newborn child. That's where I see this going. I feel as though this is going to be a scenario where Jon Moxley is going to take a break from AEW, and Jon Moxley is going to go away, do some obligations over in Japan and New Japan Pro Wrestling as the IWGP United States Champion, or he is going to care for Renee Paquette, a.k.a. his wife. But I see Kenny Omega winning this, and I have a pretty big prediction here. I don't see anyone that's built up enough to face Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing, unless they want to build someone up over the course of the next 2 months, but I don't see that happening. What I see happening is this. What I see happening, now that they got the Forbidden Door open between New Japan and AEW, we could potentially be looking at the Rainmaker, Mr. Kazuchika Okada, making his debut in AEW and facing Omega, and you know the history that they have, Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega, AEW World Championship at Double or Nothing. How about that?
Ooh, I don't even know how to top that. I don't know how to top that. You know something, ladies and gentlemen, before I even give my prediction, I just wanted to say this one thing. This match is extremely dangerous. This match is extremely dangerous. I don't think ringside people will be allowed at ringside because of the explosions. I've seen pieces of a match like this on YouTube, and let me tell you something. It is barbaric. This match is not going to be for the faint at heart. So if you got a bad heart, and you don't like to see blood, if you don't like to see guts, I don't think that this match is for you. It would not be for you. Once you get whipped into the ropes, and you get mashed up in those barbed wire, the thing goes off. The explosions. These are C4 explosions. It's not going to be pretty, folks. This match is not going to be pretty. It's going to be messy.
And I love it. And I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it.
I mean, it's just this match is just so barbaric. I'm surprised that even Tony Khan even booked the match. He even sanctioned it. I mean, what medical profession will even give him a license to even book this match? Again, like I said, folks, this match is going to be brutal with a capital B. I don't even think Vince McMahon could even come up with something like this, to be honest with you. It's going to be something. I've never seen a match like this before. I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to legitimize AEW as an organization. I think it's going to take all the doubters, and AEW is going to stick a middle finger at all the doubters that doubted them. I think that this match is going to just set AEW on fire, going to solidify them. And this is why they've been named the Organization of the Year. This is why they've been named the Promoters of the Year. They are legitimizing themselves as a front runner in the professional wrestling industry. And their storylines all make sense, and this storyline is going to be a barn burner. No pun intended. So, with all that being said, I'm going to go with DJ Storm's prediction, and Kenny Omega will retain this championship. Yes, he's going to retain. It's going to be a hard-fought match. It's going to be bloody. It's going to be explosive. But in the end, it's just too much for Moxley to overcome all of this elements in this match. It's just going to be too much. And Omega's going to just walk away with the title. And that's it.
Kenny Omega, right down the middle. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of The Rundown. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the links in the description. Lightning Flash update tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The Rewind for AEW Revolution will be up on Tuesday afternoon. Keep an eye out for that. I will keep you guys updated on what's going on there. Lots of stuff to talk about on the LFU. Of course, I will be appearing tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, before SmackDown goes live on Fox, on PWP Nation YouTube channel with Mr. Jay Aletto. Please look out for that. I will be talking about wrestling and how I got started here on YouTube.com as Mr. DJ Storms. Mr. Earl Cole, I greatly appreciate you coming on. Thank you for answering the call. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on. You are one of the absolute best that I have had on this channel. I can't wait to have you on again.
Yes, it's been fun, DJ Storm. It really has. every time I come in your content, the views and the likes all go up to the roof. I will be back on this channel again, ladies and gentlemen, in the near future. And, I hope that you've enjoyed our 10th anniversary collaboration. It was a lot of fun. DJ Storms lets me be myself at all times. And I just have tons of fun on here. I really do. I tell it like it is. And I hope everyone will enjoy the pay-per-view. And like I said, C4 explosions and barbed wire don't mix in the kitchen, but it goes with in a wrestling ring.
It certainly goes with Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley. Thank you very much, Mr. Earl Cole. I greatly appreciate you. This is Earl Cole. I'm DJ Storms, and this has been The Rundown. I will catch you guys tonight.